Eli Saslow, a Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist and national correspondent for The Washington Post, travels the country writing in-depth stories about the most important issues of the day. In 2016, Saslow wrote about a former white supremacist named Derek Black.
We're talking now with former white nationalist Derek Black. And the author of a new book about Derek's life-changing awakening is with us this morning as well, Washington Post journalist Eli Saslow. So welcome to you guys as well. Tell us about the state of our country right now.
Well, I think, unfortunately, the power of this ideology is huge. I mean, unfortunately, these aren't beliefs held by a small number of extremists. Polls consistently show that 30 or 40% of white Americans in this country believe that they experience more prejudice than people of color, which is factually
Derek Black, who walked away from his legacy after going to college and befriending students with backgrounds far different from his own.
Friday night Shabbat dinners in my dorm room every week, every Friday. And when this news broke...
To get the story, Saslow spent 2 years reaching out to Black, eventually gaining his trust. He wrote The White Flight of Derek Black, a Washington Post story that won the Penn Center USA's 2017 prize for the best journalism of the year. Saslow decided Black's story demanded a longer format. He's gone from being a future heir to this white nationalist movement to writing op-eds against white nationalism in the New York Times. Saslow said in an interview with the Spokesman-Review, "It's hard to believe that somebody can travel that far." Last week, Saslow published Rising Out of Hatred, a critically acclaimed book that is a tale of redemption, an unexpected love story, and a chronicle of the ethnic divisions that are ripping our society apart. The book has already captured national attention. The Christian Science Monitor calls Rising Out of Hatred, quote, an eye-opening account of one man's ideological metamorphosis. Saslow and Black are making the rounds on national talk shows, including The Daily Show with Trevor Noah last week.
Future of the country.
Now, Derek, I mean, on your side, you have a really interesting story. You know, a lot of the time people will say nobody's born racist, but I feel like you are one of the few people who's closest to this place. Because I mean, your mom was married to David Duke.
Yeah.
You were born into a family of the Ku Klux Klan. So from the very beginning, you were taught to think a certain way. How do you even begin the journey of starting to think differently?
Tonight, Eli Saslow joins us in Spokane and will talk about his new book with Edward Humes, the Pulitzer Prize-winning Seattle author of Mississippi Mud and Garbology. Humes was on the panel of judges that awarded Saslow the Penn Center's top journalism prize last year. Please welcome Eli Saslow and Edward Humes to the Northwest Passages stage.